Today's gospel is from the Gospel of Matthew, which, if you've been following along, we've been going over John the last almost 3 weeks now. The Gospel of Matthew begins with the infancy narrative of Jesus. And do you remember what Herod did when he learned this untroubling news from the Magi about the king of David's king being born? Herod was greatly troubled by that news when the Magi told him that a great king of the Jews was to be born. And so what he did was he brought in all the scribes. And they kind of talked about where the location of this was to be born, where this child was being born. They got together to conspire how they were going to eliminate the child. As we know from the story, it doesn't happen. The angel tells Joseph in a dream to go to Egypt, and they go to Egypt to escape the massacre, the slaughter of the innocents that happens. But at the very beginning of Jesus' life, people get together to conspire how to kill him, just as he's born. Then in Matthew 26, these religious leaders, they get together with the same intent and purpose, conspire how to kill Jesus. They decide, now this is what's very fascinating, I just learned this myself. You know what decision they came to? We'll do it, but not yet because of the Passover, for fear of the crowds. So this week, the week of Jesus' death, was not part of the plan of the people who were going to put him to death. They were going to do it afterwards, when the crowds left. They were afraid, especially of the Galileans, Jesus' own native place, who would have been down in Jerusalem for the Passover celebration. They decided not to do it. And then today's gospel, the middle of Matthew 26, we start to see now a slight change in plans. Judas approaches them and offers them a price. Well, now new details have changed, right? Now they have someone within the inner circle who's willing to hand them over 30 pieces of silver. But notice again, when we read John's gospel, how does Judas leave the scene? Jesus tells him to go, whatever you're going to do quickly. Almost in a way, Jesus sends Judas forth to go and betray him. Jesus is in control of the whole situation. The Jewish leaders weren't going to arrest him during the Passover, and Jesus says, no, Judas, go do it. I'm going to be arrested during the Passover, and I'm going to be slaughtered when the Passover lambs are slaughtered. See, this isn't, as I said so many times, this isn't with the life of Jesus, an unfortunate man who had a bad set of circumstances. He had some bad breaks in life and was innocently condemned and arrested. This is not what's happening here. What's happening here is that the priest is ready to offer the lamb of sacrifice, which also happens to be himself. And God is in control in a way. His hand is guiding through the messiness, the sinfulness. Every part of our lives, God is just working through. A lot of times maybe we're upset by it because we don't like what he's doing. But he knows what he's doing. Unfortunately, sometimes, right? He knows what he's doing. To our chagrin, to our sadness, to our lack of understanding of things. He's guiding, he's moving. And he's going to bring all things to completion. And as we see again in his own passion, it is he who dictates when he's going to die. It's he who's going to dictate to us when he's going to show his great love for us. May God bless you.